Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. It's really good to have your company today. Thank you so much for joining me if you're one of my regular viewers, and if you just found me, welcome to you as well. We came back from our trip to Bath yesterday, so I just thought I'd have a little chat around that. But first of all, I do need to apologise. I mean, I say need to, I feel I should. I didn't put my video out on Friday as usual. I do normally stick to Tuesdays and Fridays, but I just didn't have it in with me to sit and do it all last night when we got back, because I was too busy catching up with all the washing and stuff, all the joy, the glamour. So I'm just doing it this morning, so you know, hopefully that's all right. And the other thing is, if you commented on my last video, I'm so sorry, I just did the heart thing this time. So I want you to know that I did read all your comments and do appreciate them all. Lots of you wishing me, you know, a happy few days away, so that was lovely. But I didn't really want to spend the time, because I always do my replies on my laptop, which I didn't take with me because I didn't really want to sit there doing that when it was just the two of us and we were away for a few days. Although current husband spent quite a bit of his time with dealing with plumbing inquiries while we were away, so I should have done really. But anyway, I just wanted you to, I don't normally like just to put a heart or a thumbs up. I usually like to say something. So hopefully back to normal from the next video, well, this one. So yeah, we had a really nice visit to Bath. I've put together I don't think it lasts very long, but just a few bits of, you know, what the accommodation was like, and we went out for a day to somewhere. I mean, I'm really terrible at remembering to get my camera out, and current husband's always saying, oh, come on, get your camera out, take a shot of this. And by the time I got my camera out, I just, you know, the moment's gone. So I've just put a few bits. Some of it's on my phone, which I know isn't ideal, is it? But, you know, usually it's easy to get your phone out in some places, especially if there's lots of people about. I'm still a bit self-conscious about getting cameras out and getting other people in, and then you have to wait for children to get out of shots and stuff. And I don't know, I'm never going to make a film star, am I? So yeah, so thank you so much for that. We had a nice time. This thing about these dog-friendly holidays is really, they're not all that dog-friendly, are they? I've told you before, but if you've never seen me before, we've got two dogs who of course we love. I know dogs aren't everyone's cup of char, but there we go. You know, we have these two dogs and they're quite elderly now, and we've never been in the habit of taking them on holiday with us, because in the past we usually go abroad and one of our family, or we pay someone to board them. I've never sent them to a kennels once and never again. But you know, we will pay someone to look after them in their home, so it's a bit less stressful for them. But the older they get, the less they want to be anywhere where we aren't. So the last sort of couple of years we've thought, well, they're getting quite old, let's just do stuff where we can take them. So, you know, the accommodation was fine. They welcomed the dogs. You can take the dogs to certain areas in the restaurant. It all will become clear when I show you, but you can take the dogs into certain areas, you know, where there's no carpet and things. So basically, you can take them, but really we want to shove you over here in case your dog sort of weeds on the carpet or something. Now, I'm sure some people's dogs do, but mine don't. And, you know, you just kind of feel, well, you know, there's a promise there that your dog is welcome, we're pet friendly, but there's always restrictions around it. And I do find that a bit annoying, really. I mean, I know there will be dogs there that are, you know, they might be incontinent, what sort of a word's that, incontinent or whatever. But then you'd hope that the owner would consider that and not take them in. But and we went to one of the days, we found this place, because current husband sat there in the morning googling pet friendly places we could go, and most of the pet friendly places are walks, you know, woodland walks or walks around Bath or walks here and walks there. and that's all right, but so he found this place called the American Museum and Gardens. I've got a leaflet because I can't remember anything, can I? And I thought, well, that's a bit of an odd thing to have in Bath. I didn't really understand why. I didn't know if there was some sort of relationship, particularly between the city of Bath in the UK and somewhere in America. But it promised pet friendly, although you can't take your pets in any cafes or anywhere like that, which I kind of understand. But again, you know, you're kind of bit of a second class citizen if you take your dogs there. So anyway, we went to this place, and you have to pay to get in, obviously, which is fine. And it was £33 to get in. So she said, "I'm sorry, but if you've got dogs, I can't. You're not allowed in the cafe or the restaurant or whatever it was, but I can't charge you any less." So you're thinking, okay, well, we'll go with it. It was I thought it was quite a lot of money really, but we did walk around the gardens, and I've done a couple of little bits of that. I mean, Bath is built on, I think it's 7 hills or something, and it's in a valley anyway, so everywhere's up and down hills, which is all right if you're not an old dear like me who's a bit too fat, but we managed. And if you're, I know I've got some American viewers, so I don't know if you all know about this place, because I just don't know whether you do or not. It's a Visit England visitor attraction. It's got a little sort of badge thing there. So if you're planning a visit to the UK, this might crop up in because obviously Bath is a place that visitors go. So maybe you'll end up going there. And I'll just tell you that this place, it's what's the house called? It's called Claverton Manor in Bath, and it's the museum was founded in 1961 by a couple who are called Dallas Pratt, Dr. Dallas Pratt, who was an American. I'm assuming they're not alive anymore. I don't actually know. I haven't checked that. Who was a American psychiatrist and collector. And his partner was called John Judkin, who was a British-born antiques dealer. So they were an Anglo-American couple, partners in both their personal and professional lives. And anyway, they opened this museum, started with using their collections. So they obviously made a big part of this, the visitors, sort of visitors section of the museum. The gardens are beautiful. I mean, that's the house. I think I took a photo, a bit of film of it, but my film's not very good. But just to give you an idea, and there's a picture of some of the gardens, so you can see it's very pretty and nice to walk around. And there's a children's area. We were so lucky with the weather. We had 3 beautiful sunny days, frosty mornings, but sunny days. One in particular was the hottest day of the year so far, which probably wouldn't be hard, would it? But so that was lovely. But the funny thing about it, so we troopsed all around these gardens, uphill and up steps, and our current husband, he just shoots off. He's got the dogs and he doesn't sort of look back or anything. And I can walk up steps and up hills and things, but I have to take my time. And so we had a walk around this place, and then when we got more or less to the end, there was a woodland walk you could do with the dogs, and we did all that. And that's another thing, you're not allowed to let your dogs off the lead, so they can't really go for a run or anything. And again, I get why, but sometimes it would be nice not to have to sort of hang on to them. So you've got to pick and choose where you go, really. And at the end of the walk, given that we paid out, did I mention 33 quid for this trip, to get into this house? And there were a few people about as well. I suppose it's an old people thing, isn't it? That's what us oldies are supposed to do when we're retired. We go around state homes and places like this. I've said this before, you know, and that's kind of how people spend their time, I suppose. But I said, well, perhaps we should go into the museum, or one of us should go into the museum, or we could take it in turns. So anyway, I decided I'd go in. There was a gift shop, and I didn't really want to go in there because I thought I don't want to buy something that... You know what gift shops are like in these places? They sell you loads of stuff you can buy anywhere, and a few bits that are kind of branded of where you've been for the day, but I thought I don't really want anything from there. So we found the museum. So I said I'd go in, and Karen husband sat outside with the dogs. And this was only really because we'd spent the money, and I thought, you know, to go somewhere, spend money and not go into the museum was a bit churlish, wasn't it? So, and we'd been walking around. So when we went in, when we initially paid our fee, did I mention it was 33 quid? We got one of these sort of leaflet things. And we'd been looking at this, like trying to find our way around this blooming place and follow the footpath. I mean, my sense of direction isn't wonderful. And when we went into the museum, there was it was very quiet in there. And in the entrance bit, there was an elderly couple. I'm saying elderly, they were probably the same age as me, I don't know. I don't know if they were a couple, but it was a lady and a man anyway. And I think I might have been the first person that went in there that day because they both were, you know, quite animated when I walked in. And they had this lying on the open like this on on their little desk where you show your ticket. And he said, "Have you been here before?" They always say that, don't they? And I said I hadn't, and I didn't really want to say I'm only coming in here because we paid 33 quid and I feel I should get the value for my money. You know, I've got to confess, I wasn't particularly interested. I didn't know what was in the museum, but I wasn't really that interested, but there you go. And he said, "Have you got one of these leaflets?" And I looked at this with the 3 levels of the museum, and I said, no. So I should have said yes, because I'm a fool, because it's the same thing we've been walking around with, but it's just that we didn't open the other side. We were just looking at the map. So therein he started to explain every level of the museum, and he told me that you should start in the basement, then you should go up to the first floor. I know if you're American, I think you have floors, like you call them different things to us, but in the UK we would have a basement, a ground floor, and then a first floor. I think you call first floor, second floors. I don't know why, but we're all different, aren't we? So anyway, he told me I should start at the basement, then I should go straight up to the first floor, and then come back down to the ground floor and look round in that order. And he started to tell me why, and I said, "Can I just stop you there, please? I'm not very good on stairs." And I was hoping he'd say they didn't have a lift, so I didn't have to go round. But he said, "Oh, no, don't worry, we've got a lift." And then he showed me to the lift. And then, God love him, he showed me how to operate, you know, press the button. And I thought, well, just go with it, don't say. I have been in a lift before. Anyway, so I went and started in the ground floor. In the basement. I started in the basement. And I came out of the lift, managed to get myself down and out of the lift without any help from anyone. And it really smelt of that musty museum smell, that all these, I don't know what it is. I suppose it's cold and it's damp. It was quite a lot of stone, you know, there wasn't any, well, there wouldn't be, would there? There wasn't really carpeting or anything, or any fabrics around. So, and it was absolutely empty apart from me. And so I started, now I've got this thing where if I read things, I scan it. You know, I don't really have the patience. For example, this thing in the leaflet, I would scan the first couple of lines and then I'd assume that I'd know what the rest of it said. So this gets me into trouble sometimes, because sometimes I miss out very important details about stuff, and it's my own fault because my brain's too busy thinking about the next thing, so I don't absorb it. So anyway, I was trying to look at things and read all the, they've got the descriptions of what it is on walls and on plinths and whatnot, and exhibits. And I'm not saying it wasn't interesting. It wasn't really my first point of interest, but I thought, well, I'm quite aware these two people are upstairs and they've sent me round. They did tell me a couple of areas were closed, and I couldn't imagine why, because, well, I couldn't imagine why, but they, I wasn't going to see those. So I thought at least I'll be round a bit quicker. And but I was quite aware that they might ask me questions about stuff when I leave. I was overthinking this part because what do they care? But so I was going around looking at these exhibits, and there was, it's quite interesting. I still didn't see how it related to the city I was in, but I don't suppose it did. It was just that the people that the fact that they were American or Anglo-American, they decided it would be interesting for us British people to know about the history of some of these, certainly the indigenous American people. And so that it was heavily based on that. But there was this disembodied voice coming from somewhere, and I thought at first, oh good, there's some other people here, and it was like a tour guide. But I walked through, and it wasn't. It was just a screen with a repeated video of a man talking about various things. And anyway, so it was just a bit creepy. I was a bit creeped out by the whole situation. If there had been other people in there, I probably wouldn't have been, but it was a bit creepy. And so I looked at some of the models and read some of the signage and everything. And I tell you what, I learnt something that day which I didn't know. And every day I'm wondering now, I'm going to take more note of something new that I learn, because it seems that we do. Every day we learn something different. And I don't know if any of you, well, you will have all heard of the singer Joni Mitchell. And she's very much a lady from the 60s, 70s. They were her heyday. And she's got an album called Ladies of the Canyon, and the title track of that meant something. It's a song I really love. And I was reading this, there was some exhibits in a glass case, and one of them was some wampum beads. And in the start of Ladies of the Canyon, she says something to the effect of Lisa wears her wampum beads, and then carries on with the sentence. And I've never known what that was, but I do now, because they had an exhibit, and apparently wampum beads are a particular sort of shells, and they were used as currency. So, every day is a school day. So I did learn that from my trip so it was worth it. It was worth it to find that out, because I had always meant to look it up and never did, and I haven't really thought about her songs for a while. But it's reminded me, I've been listening to a few lately, because I did used to listen to them quite frequently. They remind me of my sister. She had that album. So, and there's some really good songs on it. Anyway, so then I came outside, and I got back to the reception area, and the ground floor exhibit, I couldn't even find where they were. Everything seemed to be roped off, and there was a different man on reception, so I thought, thank God for that. I don't have to sort of make out that I've read more than I did. And and then I went outside, and current husband was waiting with the dogs on sitting on a bench outside. And I walked over to him, and then I saw the couple coming towards me, and I thought, oh no, I said to him, don't make eye contact, and they walked past. But I think I was worrying unnecessarily that they might quiz me about this. But I have to say, if you go to, but I know I'm not perhaps giving this place a glowing review, if you go without dogs, it's a nice place to go to take your dogs for a walk. the woodland trail is quite nice. I was trying to find, they had a big sign saying that they've got is it the Great Sequoia? They're I think they're mainly in America, aren't they? And they're huge, round. The circumference of the trunk is really big. And they said, oh, we have one here, and they gave this sort of general area of what it was, but I couldn't find that anywhere. Only I could miss a giant sequoia tree. But yeah, if you're ever in that part of the world, and I know a few of you've said to me that you do know that area quite well, it's worth a visit for the gardens alone, because they are beautiful, and your American culture, well, you could brush up on that. So yes, it was and it was 33, did I mention? 33 quid to get in. So I thought I'd just tell you about that. And I've taken a little bit of footage of us walking around, to me moaning about having to go uphill. So, you know, there we go. What else did we do? We went to a pub after that for some lunch, and the dogs were allowed inside. And they were very good and very good dog friendly. And my little dogs, actually, they were pretty good, because they were in and out of our car all the time, and they're not used to that. The only times really they go in the car are if I have to take them to the vet, or, you know, occasional times. I'm trying to get them to go, you know, be more comfortable in the car now, and they're all sort of strapped in nice and safely. So by the end of, you know, yesterday, they're not exactly mad about it, but they're not as bad as they used to be. So they're more relaxed than they were. The other thing I was going to say, just on the subject of Joni Mitchell, I know, I do keep saying that, don't I? I know. She also has, when I was thought, oh, I'll find on YouTube, I found that Ladies of the Canyon song and played it, and there's another one which is a favourite of mine, and I thought it might appeal if you don't know any of her songs, and you're, you know, my sort of age group. Well, even, you know, you don't have to be my age, it could be any age really. She did another song called The Circle Game, and I've always loved that, because that's a song about generations, you know, your child. She's singing about a child, and how over the years the seasons go round and the child gets older, and the different things that are going on with that child. And I mean, I won't be the only one. I look at my children, and I think, who are both in their 40s, and I think, where did those years go? And now I'm looking at my grandchildren, who, and one of those is currently 10, soon to be, well, yeah, the other one's just turned 11, but one of my grandsons that I pick up from school, he's 10 now and just about to be 11, and it talks about a 10-year-old boy in the song. I mean, it relates to boys and girls, it's not, you know, but it's just, it's one of those songs that really, makes it, I think it brings a tear to your eye, really, because it just brings it home that this happens, you know, it's a circle of life, I suppose. Am I quoting a film there? That's a song, isn't it? Oh, the Lion King. Yeah, I've always avoided the Lion King. My claim to fame, I've never watched the Lion King, and I don't intend to. But yeah, so if you could find it on your phone app or something, Circle Game, Joni Mitchell, 1970 something. I don't know. It's a nice song. And talking of apps, though, I did, while we were away, the skies where we were staying, we weren't in a remote area. This place is, I don't know what the road number is or anything, but we were only about 3 miles from Bath town centre. And I will show you the cabin and everything we stayed in. I keep changing my mind whether to call it a cabin, a caravan, a lodge, or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but the place we stayed in was really nice. It was perfect for the two of us, although it was absolutely boiling hot during the night. And yeah, I didn't sleep particularly well. But anyway, but the bed was comfortable and everything was nicely presented, and they did a little gift box thing for the dogs, which was nice. Sorry, lost my thread. Yeah, so it's about 3 miles from Bath. I would not suggest going there with young kids though, because as I say, we weren't remote, which was good, but Bath itself, as far as we could see, was about 40 miles or something from the coast. So it's not like you'd go there and you know, you could just drive quickly to a beach or anything like that. And there were no facilities really. Oh, somebody's just walked past with a dog. I don't know how she knows, because she can't see them. Sorry. That was chilly. Yeah, so, and they didn't have anything like a children's playground or a swimming pool or anything. So the place we went to last year, there's a big group of our family went in somewhere in the New Forest, and that was geared towards family holidays, but this place wasn't. It was very much I don't know, just sort of older couples. There were a few younger people there, but we're talking midweek really, a midweek break, and we're talking early March. And as I say, we were so lucky with the weather. Excuse me, itchy nose again. What is it about talking on a video gives you an itchy nose? And so you have to basically drive anywhere to do anything, and I don't know really what there is for children to do around there. So in case you're thinking, oh, where she went looks nice when you see the film, it might not be for you unless you're perhaps a couple or a group of adults. But yeah, it was very... Sorry about the barking. I mean, these people aren't even going past our front door or anything. I don't know how she knows. Well, I suppose dogs just know, don't they? Somebody else has just gone past that she barked at. Anyway, so yeah, it's a really nice place. And when on the day we left, because one evening we'd gone to, well, the evening we went to the pub, so it would be the day we went to this home, this museum place. We wanted to go out. We'd had a proper lunch there, like a meal. So we just wanted some rolls or something, and then we found a Marks and Spencer's food hall, which wasn't very far away. And I noticed when we took the wrong turning to go to the... God, blimey, it's only been 2 dogs that time. I really don't know how she can see them, because we don't have a... Anyway. Yeah, so I noticed when we took the wrong turning to go to the Marks and Spencer's food hall, I noticed there was a hobby craft, and I said to current husband, on our way home on Friday, can we pop in there? Because I think the one in our town is a bit rubbish, and I said I'd be interested to have a quick look in there and just see if they've got any different stuff. Anyway, so basically we did. So we stopped there yesterday. And I went in, he just waited in the car with the dogs, and I did buy some bits, depending on how long this video, well, I might just stick it on this video anyway, because I like to sort of draw a line under things. I can't be, otherwise I get confused what I'm doing. I know this is me when I'm not confused. So we stopped outside, and as I say, he waited and I went inside, and I did buy a couple of things, some sort of spring things that really caught my eye. And I was chatting to, because everybody outside of, well, I don't live in London, but I live in the sort of greater London, the broader London area, and frankly people, they're a right miserable lot really, generally speaking. No one's got any time. Everybody races round the roads. No one gives a hoot about anyone. It's just what it seems like. I mean, I know us Brits are supposed to be all lovely to each other, and everybody is up to a point, but there's a lot of folk out there that just, it's their mission to make you miserable every day, it seems to me. And we both noticed down there the traffic, although it's a city, the traffic was better, people were politer, more polite I should say. Somebody just went past, wondered if they had a dog. They don't. And and people in shops are helpful and want to sort of chat to you, and where I live they just, and broadly around this area, people aren't generally speaking like that. and it was quite pleasurable. Anyway, so when I was in buying this stuff or paying for this stuff in Hobbycraft, I was chatting to this lady, and she was ever so nice, and she sort of knew Watford a bit, and although she didn't know the bit I live in, I live a bit outside of Watford, and anyway, so paid for my stuff, went back to the car, and I was faffing around for a while, putting the stuff, finding some room in the car because we'd got all our stuff back in it by then, and then that was fine. We drove home, and on the way home, when we got near home, I said to current husband, "Can we just stop at the vet's to get Tilly's tablets?" Because I'd ordered them, and I knew they'd be ready by yesterday, so we did. And I went in to pay for pay for them, and I'm going through my purse and I couldn't find my blooming debit card. And it'd been the one I'd used in Hobbycraft in Bath, and so I'm sort of, you know how you do, you go behind all the other cards you've got, and in the little bits of your purse, because there's always 25 little places that you can lose things, aren't there, in purses? And it wasn't there. Anyway, I said to the lady, and they go, "Oh, God, I can't find my card." She wasn't really interested in that. She just wants her money. So anyway, I used another card, so that was fine. And I thought, well, it's got to be somewhere because I've only just used it. I hadn't used it until that day. We hadn't used it anywhere else while we were away. And so when I got home, I emptied all my bag out. We were both looking, you know, in the bags and that, because I'm quite good at losing stuff, as you know, and not seeing it when it's right under my nose. And yeah, I couldn't find it, so I had the receipt, and I rang the store from that I bought the stuff from, and said, "Have you had a card handed in?" And she said, "Oh, I'll just check for you." And you never, and by the way, she answered the phone really quickly in this Hobbycraft store, which surprised me, because only time I ring a store round here, it takes about 2 days before somebody picks the phone up. But anyway, and she came back to the phone and she said, "Oh yes, we have had one handed in." And I thought, well, thank God for that, because I did check my bank and no one had taken any, nobody had used my card. So I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, is it NatWest Bank? And I said, "Oh, Christ, how many have they got down there?" I said, "No." So anyway, I told her what my card was, and I told her what the name on it was, and she said, "Yes, we've got that here." And I don't know, I know that when I paid for my items, I tried contactless, but it wanted me to put the card in the machine, and I'm guessing it was because it's outside of the area where the card is normally used. I mean, I'm assuming that was why, but then we sometimes randomly have to do that, don't we? You might have used your card 2 or 3 times in the same day, and then you'll put it in another, you'll try and use it contactless again, and it'll say, "Oh, actually, I don't know if it's you. Can you put it in the machine and put the PIN number in, please?" So anyway, I knew I'd done that with the one that I'd obviously left in Hobbycraft. So I thought there was a fair chance, because I was chatting to her, I just hadn't taken it back out of the machine. But I thought they knew that. I thought there was something, because they quite often say, don't they, "Can you remove your card, please?" But anyway, we were just chatting and it was my fault. But so anyway, I've located it. But the good thing is, of course, now you've got those on your phone, on your banking app. You can just stop the card and reorder a new one, can't you? So I did that when I got home. So I was quite, although the fact that it was in a shop and they'd found it, it was fairly safe. But I did wonder that if I hadn't have gone to the vet to pick it up, to get my dog's treatment, I wouldn't have probably used my card for several days. So I would have probably been the best part of a week, because I hadn't been planning on going shopping or anything. I wouldn't have noticed it had gone for ages, and I would have been even more of a tease. But anyway, all's well that ends well. I know that's not a very interesting story. I don't know why I told you that, but I was just quite pleased about the fact that you can do that function on your app. I mean, technology, you know what I'm like. I'm absolutely shocking. Always get myself in a mess with everything. Don't mention QR codes. And But yeah, that was good. And I tell you what, another app I uploaded or downloaded, you download, don't you, onto my phone while I was away was, I think I was going to say this before, I got sidetracked, was a stargazing sort of app, because I love looking at the stars, and there's a few I know, you know, 1 or 2 constellations and whatnot. But I got an it's called Sky View. So if any of you like looking at things like that, it's really quite nice. I don't know if I can show you actually, because it sort of shows you, I don't know if even know if it'll work. I should finish a sentence, shouldn't I? Because the bizarre thing is, you can go outside and use it. Obviously, you just hold it up to the sky, and it shows you the constellations and the planets and whatever that you know is within view. But you can use it, because I tried it this morning. I was lying in bed and I sleep with my curtains and my window open, and I didn't think it was sort of almost light but not quite, and it still worked then. So I've looked at a couple of tutorials to see if I'm using it correctly. I'm just seeing if it works in the daytime, if anything comes up. Oh, that's the music from it. I better turn that down. That'll be some sort of copyright thing, won't it? Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's I don't know how to show it to you really, but I'll show you the app. If you're interested in looking at the night sky, I just sort of find it fascinating. I tell you what though, I've been watching that Brian Cox, not the famous actor, the is he a physicist or whatever? He's always doing programs about the solar system and planets and science and stuff I basically don't understand. And he had a series called The Planets, which he did a while ago, and I've just been re-watching it because I think it was on at 9 o'clock at night, and his voice just sends me to sleep. I just can't watch him. It's just something about him. I think he should do storybooks for kids, because you know, you start off all right and I have to keep rewinding it because I find myself falling asleep just listening to his voice. I mean, not really in a good way either, because I would rather just sit and watch the programme. So yeah, I try and avoid him any time up to about 6 o'clock. I'm all right, but anything after that, he just sends me to sleep. But I don't know, let me see if I can show you this. I don't know, I don't know how many of you people are, you lovely people I should say, are interested, but I don't know. Oh. Oh dear. This is something I wish I hadn't started. Can you see that one there? And my previous husband, I asked him which one he's got, and he's got one called Heavens Above, but I found that a bit complicated, so I need to watch a video on that. But these are free apps. I mean, you can pay to you know, to add other functions, but basically I just want to stand out there you know, at night time and just see where Mars is, or see what that constellation there is, and I do find it quite interesting. So yeah, but round here it's quite light with all the ambient light, but down where we were, it was the sky was much darker than it is here. So yeah, it was quite nice to use that. So that's called Sky View if you're interested. I don't know how long I've been talking. I've been talking for ages. I think I'll show you the flower things on the next video that I bought from giveaway, from the things I bought from Hobbycraft. I'll show you in my next video. I'm not sure what that's going to be about, but hopefully I'll be back with you in a couple of days. I'm so sorry for rattling on. I just got verbal diarrhea all the time. I think I've mentioned everything I was going to. So I'm going to do this video to go out today, so it's Saturday today, so that's a bit different. You probably won't find it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me if you did, and I will see you again on the next video. Take care. Bye bye. This is the entrance to our cabin thing, dining table. You can see we've got bags on the outside table. We haven't brought them in yet, just to put them away. Nice big decking, French doors. It's a lovely day today. We've been very lucky with the weather. This is the living area. TV, reasonable TV really. It's the kitchen. So you've got a big fridge, you've got a kind of wine cooler thing there, obviously a hob, a dishwasher. There's this nice little treat box for the dogs, which is lovely, nice touch. So you've got a couple of squeaky things and some treats. Oh, that's nice little touch. I don't know how they'll go on sharing that double bowl thing, but I've bought their own bowls. And you've got a tea towel here and a couple of dishwashing tablets. I did bring my own stuff for that, so kettle, toaster, double oven. So sorry about the creaky floor. From what I can see outside, you can see there's trees, and that's a drop, and there's a stream. Let's have a look out the window here. Oh, some more cabins. Cabins, that's the word, isn't it? More cabins up there. Fire blanket and so on. There's another place to hang coats. Bathroom, pretty decent bathroom. Good having a bath for young families. Got a nice big mirror there, and you've got some soap and what's that, shampoo and bath stuff. Then you've got what I take to be the main bedroom, which is nice big window. I'd say this is a king size bed. I'll put the light on. Oh, it doesn't make a lot of difference. You've got a little dressing table area here with a stool, which is nice. Put your bits and pieces on. What's this? Oh, it's a little lobby with an ironing board, an airer. You've got a hairdryer, an iron, hanging space, plenty of hanging space. This is pretty good, isn't it? This is called the Pemberley, this lodge. Yeah, some stacking stuff there, and the boiler in this cupboard. Pretty decent. I think Baxi boilers are pretty decent. She'll have to ask her own husband. So yeah, so that's nice. And then you've got a ensuite, which is nice. I'm not a big fan of en-suites generally because of the sound effects you get when you're in the bedroom, but I know most people like them, and it's good to have two different loos. That's pretty decent, with a window, a nice mirror. Dog's having a little explore. TV on the wall here. They're only small TVs, but blimey, what do you expect? Have a look out here. See the neighbours. I mean, look at that sky, so beautiful and blue. I think it's going to be horrible next week, so we're making the most of it. And then this must be bedroom 2, which is a sunny bedroom. I'm quite happy to have a shady bedroom though. good twin. And this looks out over the same view as the living room. Oh, and this has got a TV in as well. And this has got a built-in cupboard. And I'll just take you out into the balcony bit. I did look at some videos and they all look really nice. The videos. So, does it be in my video?
Am I allowed to come in?
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel?
Just going to do the.
I'll let me move the furniture. Stop it.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, so there's our stuff we're unloading, but a nice, decent size for the dogs to run around in.
This is where your mate was.
And this is the view at the front, and the stream's down the bottom there. Current husband is dragging me up this huge hill. I think he must have me heavily insured. I know it's not, it probably won't look like a huge hill, but oh dear, I don't know. All the moss on the roots and things. It's really quite pretty. Well, he's gone and left me now. I think I'm on my own.
So I have fish and chips. And I've also got one chicken pie. Thank you.
Didn't take a picture of your food. there's a 13 bar. Wanna walk this way?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hmm.
These two girls are all star performers, aren't they? Oh, come here. Come here. You've got something on your leg. Come here. Let's get this up. Look at it.